Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com, and in this video, we're going to talk about fighting back against debt collectors who purchase your debt or who are hired by original creditors to collect on your debt. Now, I understand that you got a lot of stuff on your plate: work, family, kids, spouse, associates, wanting to relax, have fun, got to pay those bills, all of that stuff. It could seem overwhelming, but I need your undivided attention because this can really help you out if you find yourself in a situation where debt collectors are sending you letters in the mail stating that they're attempting to collect the debt from you. And I understand that you don't want any surprises. You want to maintain your lifestyle. You don't want to have anyone dip it in your bank account or your money end up missing because you ended up on a debt collection that you disregarded and didn't take care of. So first, let's quickly talk about the things that I want you to watch out for when a debt collector contacts you about a debt. It doesn't matter if it's a debt collector who's hired by the original creditor or a debt collector who purchases your debt. And really the only difference is between a debt collector who purchases your debt and a debt collector who is hired to collect debt for the original creditor is that there's going to be a purchase or sale agreement in between and some conformity documents, but I'll go through that. So first, if a debt collector is coming after you for the debt, you want to make sure that, and this could be the attorney, make sure that either that debt collector purchased the debt or that they're collecting the debt for the original creditor. You want them to put it in writing to point out the relationship. This is very important. This can protect you moving forward. And it can also catch them in a lie. Next thing is that you want to see if they are, if they did purchase the debt, you want them to provide you the bill of sale document, the transfer documentation, the assignment documentation. You want all of that information to be sent to you for you to review. And you're going to want to review that documentation to make sure it aligns up with what that debt collection attorney or that debt collection representative have said to you or sent to you in writing. The next thing is you want to get an accuracy statement. If the debt collector has purchased a debt from the original creditor, you want an accuracy statement about that portfolio, the overall portfolio that they purchased, including what they're claiming about what you owe them specifically. If the debt collection attorney's office is collecting it for the original creditor, you want the same thing. It's just that you're going to ask it in a different way. The next thing is you want a full accounting of everything that you've done, regardless if it's a single loan, payday loan, credit card debt, auto loan, whatever it is. You want a full accounting of everything that they're claiming that you did, and you want it to equal out at the end on whatever final statement that they've sent you. You have a right to get that. So if it's the original creditors, that the attorney who is collected for the original creditor, you want that full accounting. If it's a debt collector who purchased the debt, you want that full accounting. Next thing is you want a statement and this would be from the debt collection attorney who is collecting for the original creditor or the debt collection attorney who purchased your debt. Is you want them to state that no 1099-C cancellation of debt was ever filed on that account. Regardless if, they might try to say, we don't know what you're talking about, whatever, you want them to state in both situations, both circumstances, that there was no 1099-C ever filed in your name for this particular debt. Next thing is you want the conformity documentations. Now, if your debt is purchased by a debt collector, you want them to give you all of the documents. There's this conformity documentation that must accompany any debts that are purchased by a debt collection company. You will see this. If you've ever been sued, they will automatically put them in there. A lot of people don't know that you can actually ask for those documents when they are sending you that letter requesting that they are contacting you about a debt that they've purchased. You can ask for those documents. If any of those documents are not supplied, if any of those documents are missing, if any of those documents are inaccurate, if anything is not conformed by the conformity, by the law, and you can look this up yourself, they cannot come after you for that debt, regardless if it's a debt that you owe or not, because when they purchase a debt, this is the law. This is certain documents that must be provided, and they must be put together the proper way for them to even go after you. In a way, this is how you can relate this. When you go to get a loan from a company, you're signing all of these contracts and everything. When you never had any business with that debt collector who purchased your debt. So that means that they have to have some sort of documentation to authenticate that all of this stuff is even accurate, is even true. They got to have someone in between that's going to be like, we're handing this over, and it's not just some document between you two, because you and the original creditor could make up and say anything. They have this law that says you must conform with these documents a certain way to show that everything was followed in the transmission of those documents. Regardless if you paid anything or not, you still have to do it if you're going to go after somebody. You're going to want to get those documents to make sure that they're accurate, to make sure that your information is even in that portfolio. You have a right to do that. So, I know that that's a lot. And I want you to do some homework on this, because we don't want to show our hand to these debt collection attorneys, to these debt collection firms who are out there trying to collect on the debt. And we're not talking about running from debt. We're talking about just like if you were to go to court and you were to sue someone, you have to provide evidence and information to be able to do that, even if you're right. And that person that you would be suing, or company, would have a right to defend themselves. So that's the way when people or companies are coming after you for a debt, it's not solely just about you owe this and that. When they've taken it to that level, you have a right. You have your rights that you can lean on, and this could put you into a favorable position to be able to do very favorable settlement, which companies do that every day. Company to company, company to consumers. Do it all the time, every day, and you shouldn't feel bad about that. And you shouldn't let someone else make you feel bad about that. Because your number one job, just like we just had here, with all of this stuff, with too much stuff on your plate, your number one job is to make sure that you can have some comfort level and be able to move forward in your life. That's what you are looking to do. So, if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. We do what I just told you right here. We do this for all of our clients. We do bureau disputes, and we do furniture disputes, even if it's with the original creditor, because you have a right to have that done, and it can move your process on a little bit faster, or it can open up the door for favorable things to happen for you with those creditors or those collectors. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website, your3scores.com, to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. You can't move forward without knowing what's on your credit reports. If you have debt collectors coming after you early, grab my 3-pack of letters, statute of limitations, debt validation, and cease and desist collection activities letter. I do ask for a donation on those, but if you can do that, I thank you. That helps me monetize my time here on YouTube and other platforms for making these videos for you to help you out. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.